Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. Thank you guys for stopping by and watching. My name is Christina Lopez. Today I am going to talk about how I paid off $15,000. I know it's a lot, it's a little embarrassing, but it is what it is. $15,000 of credit card debt, consumer debt, in 9 months. Okay, you guys, so I just wanted to go over some points that kind of helped me on my journey. So first things first, please you guys subscribe, hit the like button. It definitely helps, so that way other people can find the video and hopefully get some value out of this as well too. I definitely love sharing my journey. I love sharing anything that, you know, helps me. I love to share, you know, the benefits that I'm getting from the things that I'm learning. I always love to share that information and that knowledge with you guys because there's so many resources out there. Also, you can also find me on Instagram at Christina Leandra Lopez. So check me out there too. I, usually try to, share any kind of books that I'm reading or any little projects or anything that's going on there as well too. So if you want to follow me there, please do so as well. Okay, so want to just kind of get straight into it. I don't want to make this video too long, so I want to kind of just get to the 5 main points that I wrote down that I want to discuss with you guys that really helped me as far as getting back on track with my finances, and my game plan of what kind of worked well for me. So I'm going to talk about 5 key points. Number 1 is going to be mindset, because mindset is everything. No matter what your goal is, mindset is definitely key. Number 2 is going to be to track your expenses. So when it comes to your finances and trying to budget and to kind of see where your money's going, number 2, you need to track your expenses. And I'm going to go over them in detail as well too in a minute. Number 3, once you get an idea of looking at where your money has been going, then you can create a plan. You need to create a plan. What's going to help you to get to your end result, to your goal. Okay. Then number 4, stay focused and find resources to help. Like I said, there's so many resources out there. You have to be willing and you have to want to find those resources. I mean, there's YouTube, there's bloggers out there who share, their success stories. There's books, of course, we all know I'm a book nerd. I love to read books, and that's my main resource for me personally is books. So I read 20 books last year. Okay, so I paid off my $15,000 consumer debt by staying focused and just indulging in as much information as I could. And like I said, my favorite way was books. So I did read over 20 books, and about 9 of them were finance books. So that helped me out a lot. Number 5, believe, because this is where I'm going to talk about law of attraction and manifestation and just really seeing your end result, feeling that goal accomplished, being debt free. So believing in it, trusting in it, and really adjusting and getting into that right of vibration and that right alignment. Those are the 5 that I'm going to go over. So now I'm going to go back and kind of go into detail a little bit. Again, I don't want to make this video too long because I feel like I can probably make a video on each topic in better detailed at a later time. So I might do that. We'll see. Hopefully, if it helps you, please let me know. Comment if you would like more information in any one of these categories. If it would help you out, then I'll definitely make some time to give as much more information as I can. So number 1, we're gonna go back to mindset. So mindset, like I said, is important in anything you do. It doesn't matter what goal you have. It could be fitness goal, health goal, finance goal, which is what we're talking about today, family goal, relationship goals. Mindset is going to be everything, you guys. Just in order to create your reality in your life, like mindset is like number 1 where everything begins. So how I'm going to relate it to finances. So for me, the thoughts that got you into the debt, so think about all the thoughts that you were thinking that got you into this debt, that you are now feeling overwhelmed and frustrated and stressed out about. Those thoughts that got you there are not the same thoughts that are going to help you get out. I mean, I know I hear people talk all the time like, oh, well, I deserve this. So, I worked hard all week and, or my paycheck's here and I deserve to go spend money on myself, or I deserve to, of course, you do deserve things. We get that. But you also need to understand and make a sacrifice. And that's your mindset. And you need to shift that change. So yes, you do deserve those things, but how are you going to be more deserving of it? If you're in debt and you're still out there spending frivolously and you're thinking, oh, well, that's okay because, I deserve it, so I'm just going to buy it anyways. That's not the right mindset to have. I mean, so change that mindset. You know what? Yes, I do deserve this, but what do I deserve even more? I deserve financial freedom. I deserve to be stress-free. I deserve to know that my paycheck goes to me and not to the credit card companies, not to car loans, whatever the case may be. So change that mindset. Again, I feel like I can just make a whole video on mindset, and I think that I need to, because I've been hearing the way people are talking out there, and the more that I just, indulge in all the information, everything that I'm learning, especially with law of attraction, which I'll bring up a little bit as well too, it's like my awareness is just so much more heightened. Like, I am so much aware of the thoughts that we think, of the comments that we make. And again, I still struggle as well too. I battle my thoughts as well too. I mean, there's definitely times I want to be negative or make negative comments. But that's why I'm glad that I have that awareness, because I can quickly kind of check myself and be like, okay, wait, you know what? Nope, cancel. We're not going to think that. But, it's amazing, like, when I'm in conversations with people, or I hear my friends or loved ones, or, just people, when I'm out and about, the way that people are talking, I can see why they're in certain situations. So with your mindset, you just have to understand that you have to change those thoughts, change that thought pattern. Because if you're sitting here thinking, okay, well, $20 here going out to eat, not a big deal. Okay, well, another $40 here going out to eat, not a big deal. If you keep on telling yourself that these things aren't big deals, but then you're here stressed out and worried, how am I going to pay this? How am I going to pay that? Those thoughts that you're thinking are not serving you. And that's what it is. You need to find the thoughts that are going to better serve you. So for me, again, because I'm sharing my journey, I just told myself, you know what? This is going to be a short-term sacrifice for a long-term benefit. Because I knew the sooner that I can pay off this debt, the more I felt like I was to breathe, and I felt excited for that, and so I kept visualizing myself. And again, this is where I do kind of tie in a little bit of the law of attraction. I just kept visualizing that feeling, really putting myself in that place of thinking, like, how am I going to feel when I do not have to pay this debt anymore, and just feeling like, oh, okay, this feels amazing. Like, I don't have to worry about when is the next due date on that credit card. Did I pay it? Is it past due? So things like that. So mindset is going to be everything. And like I said, I can talk for hours on mindset, because I feel like I'm pretty good at being very disciplined with myself. Again, I do battle and struggle like we all do. I'm human, I'm not a freaking robot. And you can talk yourself into anything or out of anything. So make sure your thoughts are serving you, and understand that it's going to be a sacrifice, and hold that thought into your head. You know what? This is going to be a sacrifice. I'm sacrificing now for the long-term benefits. Okay. So number 2, I feel like I'm already going longer than I wanted to, but bear with me. So number 2, like I was talking about, is track your expenses. So when it comes to finances, if you're trying to get out of debt, you need to track your expenses, because you need to know where's your money going. The chances are that if you're watching this video and you are in debt, and you are struggling, chances are pretty likely that you have not been tracking your expenses, that you don't know where your money is going. And before you know it, you're living paycheck to paycheck, and you're like, where did my money go? So for me, I purchased a Clever Fox budget planner. So as you can see, I was really good about, this was last year for 2019, which was my year of getting out of debt, and I accomplished that by December of 2019. So I'm proud of myself. So go me. But anyway, so this is pretty much me tracking all my expenses, my due dates. Again, you don't need to get a Clever Fox planner. This is just something that I liked. I researched a lot of them. I looked at a lot of them, read reviews on a lot of them, because before I make any purchase, I'm huge on reading reviews and, weighing out the options, maybe a little too much. But anyways, I like to have a little calendar in here, so I can kind of put my due dates of my bills, like my gym membership, PG&E, my cell phone bill, garbage, life insurance, car insurance, my solar, things like that. So I would just write all the due dates so I would know. So when I had my credit cards due, I'd put the due dates there too. So that definitely helped out a lot, and I would just kind of track, and then I would track all my expenses. Now, for me, how I was doing it, the easy way that I found is that I prefer to make my purchases on my debit card. That way, maybe once a week or every 2 weeks, I would log into my online banking, and I would go back and track all my expenses. So I don't want you guys to stress yourself out. I don't want you to think that every time you swipe your card or that you're paying with cash, that you're constantly have to like track it right away. Make it easy. You want to make this doable and easy so that you can continue this. Okay, don't overwhelm yourself. I know I also read Dave Ramsey, and I followed him for a little bit too, but I don't agree with everything Dave says, because honestly, sometimes it's just to an extreme, and I don't really like anything that's to an extreme. I think everything, you need to be able to make things work for you. So find what works for you. So some of the things that I might mention might not work for you, and that's okay, but find what does. And that's kind of what my journey was about. I read 20 books, 9 of them were on finance, and I took a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and I just wanted to do things my way that were going to work for me. So I know with Dave Ramsey, he talks a lot about, having your cash envelope system, which I used, but in a different sense. I used it in a saving sense. So they talk more about, okay, well, budget your groceries for the month. This is your envelope for groceries in cash. Budget your entertainment in cash envelope. I didn't like that because I felt like it was easy just to have the cash and you still don't really know where it's going. And I'm not the type of person, I don't like clutter. I don't want to hang on to all my receipts. I don't want to sit here and have a bag of receipts that I have to go back and write down. It was just too much for me. So for me, I felt using my debit card was the best way to do it. So then that way I would go back, maybe after 2 weeks, I'd sit down on a Saturday, make some time, go through my little Clever Fox. I'd go on my online banking and I would just go back. Okay, what was I spending? What was I spending? So then I would do this, I'll make sure so at the end of the month I can do a review. And I love like color coding and highlighting because I'm just a nerd like that, and I just love office supplies. So I have like every color highlighter. I mean, any reason for me to like buy office supplies, like I'm down. So I'd sit here with that, and then plus I have like my colored pencil or colored pens. I'm sorry, I got colored pencils too, but I don't use them that often. I got my colored pens. So I don't know, I just like to have fun with it. If I'm gonna do anything, like I just think make it, do it in your way, whatever's gonna motivate you and get you excited. So I have all my different colors, and so I don't know, just whenever I wanted to change colors, or if I did it by days, or I don't know, whatever works for you. So then what I would do is then I would go back and I selected categories, and these were just categories that I felt that I spent the most on. So I would kind of have a miscellaneous category if it kind of was just something random, but I would have an entertainment category. I believe it was like eating out category, grocery category, clothing, because that was kind of like my big area. It was like one of my big wins because I realized I was kind of spending a lot there on things that I would get tired of after like 3-4 months. So and I'll kind of talk about the big wins as well too. So again, just breaking it down in categories. I think, what other category did I have? I'd have to look in my book to see what else I did. So I know eating out was a big one for me, and clothing as well. So then I would do, like I said, the miscellaneous. So I just basically broke it down. Oh, and then my credit cards, and then, because I kind of wanted to know how much I was spending there again also too. So, so yeah, so just whatever categories work for you. Like I said, find what works for you. Okay, you don't have to follow it exactly how I'm doing. I'm just sharing what worked for me. So find the categories. Once you can kind of see it, so I would highlight it. So I might say, okay, eating out is going to be in pink this month, whatever. So I would go through my Clever Fox and I would start highlighting everything that was eating out. Then after that, I would total it. And then I started to see, once you can see it, so go back 3 months. I suggest you go back 3 months to your online banking and track down everything so you can see where your money has been going the last 3 months. Once you can see, you divide it into the categories that you find, are your spending categories. Divide it, total up the balances, see what it comes up to. I know 1 month, I think my total for clothing was like $600. And I was like, holy, what? Like $600? And I'm like, okay, was that necessary? So then again, you work on your mindset. Was that necessary? Did I need to spend that much? No. So then what did I do? Okay, well, I'm not going to cold turkey and say I'm not going to buy any clothing. So then I gave myself a budget. So that's where we're going to get into number 3. Number 3 is to create a plan and budget. Okay, so number 3, so again, number 1 was mindset, because that's important, and I'm going to have to do a whole new video on mindset. Number 2 was to go back 3 months and track your expenses, because you need to know where your money is going. Okay, then number 3 is going to be create a plan. So create a plan. Once you see it, once you can see, okay, this is where my money's been going, this is what I've been doing, is that necessary, where can I cut back, and find your biggest win. So the biggest wins, like I mentioned just a few minutes ago, was I read I Will Teach You to Be Rich by Ramit Sethi. Very great book. I highly recommend it for everyone. I don't care if you're 18 years old or if you're 60 years old. It's a great book, okay? If you're struggling with finances, read that book, okay? So what I like that he talks about in that book is about your big wins. So finding, where am I spending the most money that is unnecessary? What's your big win? For me, it was clothing and eating out, because he also talks about, are those things that are actually things that you enjoy doing? Is it bringing you joy to do those? Well, I figured I do like clothes, but was it bringing me joy? When I really thought about it, I was like, no, I mean, I like fashion, I like clothes, but it wasn't like I declutter constantly and I get rid of things. So is it really necessary for me to spend that much on something that I know, even for my son, he's going to grow out of it? Is it that necessary that I buy him clothes that he's going to be out of in like 6 months? No, it's not. It's not bringing me joy, because I got to get rid of it anyways eventually, right? I'm not going to hang on to everything forever. I mean, there are a few of my favorite vintage pieces that I do hang on to, but that's a different story. But anyway, so I realized for me, my biggest win was clothing and eating out. Eating out. doesn't really bring me that much joy. Yes, I like to hang out with friends on, you know, social occasions, but eating out on a regular, when I realized we were spending, you know, I think it was another, like maybe close to 500 eating out a month, I realized, like, you know what, we can cook at home, eat healthier, save money, and eating out didn't necessarily bring me joy. Sometimes I would kind of like get frustrated with the bill, like, great, like, really, I just spent $60 here, you know. So it was just, again, just finding the areas and the categories where you realize you're overspending, where you can cut back on, and just put a budget. So for my clothing, I put a budget of $150 a month, and that could have been for $150 towards me for that month, or $150 towards my son for that month, or $150 combined. You know, if I find myself a cute top, or I buy him some, you know, new jeans, whatever. But my budget was $150 a month, so I felt that was reasonable. Because looking back and seeing, wow, I was spending $600 a month that, you know, that month. No, $150 is fine and totally reasonable. So again, just creating the plan and create the budget. Okay, so when you're creating a plan, what are other things that you can do as far as you know, like, what are the things that you can do, like, to budget? Start really, like, figuring out your game plan. Okay, if I can come back here, this extra money is going to go towards this credit card, or this is going to go towards that. You know, start shifting the money, so then that way you can start tackling that debt as quickly as possible. So make sure you create your plan and you stay on budget. I know people don't like to hear the word budget, but again, everyone has budgets. Big corporations have budgets. You need to stick within a budget, okay, if you want to be successful and you want to get, you know, your financial freedom and get out of debt, okay? So make sure you create your plan and you stick with it. And again, make it easy. Don't overwhelm yourself. This is not something that you want to stress out over, okay? You just want to understand this is going to be, you know, a short-term sacrifice. Yes, you're going to have to put in some work, but again, the reward at the end is going to be so worth it. I promise you guys, okay? So do this for yourself. Do this for your family. Do this because you need to change your financial circumstances, okay? So number 4, so staying focused, finding resources. There are so many resources out there to help. Like I said, I read a ton of books because I wanted to kind of get perspectives from different angles. So that is what helped me. I also devoured YouTube videos on finances. There are a few of my favorites. I think it was Graham Stephan. Or is it Stephen Graham? I can't remember his name. But anyways, he was a really great one as well that I followed. Also, Marco Whiteboard Finance. Shout out to him as well too, because he was another good young, you know, finance expert, you know, sharing all his information. So I just would devour all of these. I would even watch a bunch of Dave Ramsey videos. But again, I feel he does go to an extreme at times. So definitely take everything with a grain of salt. Do what works for you. So that's what kind of helped me stay on track, is I just found resources. You know, I made sure to continue indulging in that information. I wanted to make sure that it was helping me keep on track, you know, just listening to it daily, every day, every week, you know, having those, you know, those while I'm driving to work, while I'm on the road, just making sure that I am constantly retaining the information, and it just helped motivate me and stay on track. So, and plus it's one of my favorite things to do, but you know, I'm a nerd like that. So, you know, go figure. Also, so with finding the resources too, what kind of helped me as well that I wanted to bring up, like I mentioned, was, you know, law of attraction. I think I started also trying to tie that in to my finances, because I know Dave Ramsey, he doesn't like all that stuff. He's pretty negative when it comes to that. But I don't agree with it, because I think, you know, we really do create our reality. So I started also devouring a bunch of law of attraction videos, you know, how to manifest money, how to, get unexpected money, or have money flow to me, you know, things like that. So I would say my affirmations, and I would do all those things. So I think also your mindset definitely is real. Again, this is all mindset too. Everything is going to tie into mindset, because this is our thoughts, this is what we're thinking, this is what creates our reality. But when you're looking for the resources, I mean, for me, that was helping me as well too. And then other resources too is what are some of the ways you can bring in more income. I found a few apps. There was a few apps. I used to bartend, you know, through college, and, you know, wait tables, so I have a lot of that background as well. So I found a few applications that I was able to look for bartending gigs. So that was something that helped me. I was picking up bartending shifts on the weekends. I know Dave is always talking about delivering pizzas, you know, but what are some things that you can do on the side to earn some extra money, or just, you know, have a garage sale, sell some clothes, you know, sell your clothes on Poshmark. You know, what are things that you can do without that aren't bringing you joy anymore, that you can make some extra income that's going to go towards that debt. So really making that sacrifice. You know, I was, you know, working Monday through Friday and constantly looking for weekend bartending jobs, or, you know, whatever I can do. So that was helping too. So there was a few of my apps that I'll bring up really quick that I did use for that. So if you do have any kind of serving experience, I know in California we have to have our like our food handler card or something like that. So you do have to get certified for that online, but you can look into it. There's Paired Pros. That was an app that I used. InstaWork. I actually didn't use InstaWork, but through word of mouth, I did network with a catering company. They actually would post job openings on InstaWork, but I didn't get in that way. I kind of got in through personal, referral. And Pop Bookings. Pop Bookings is another one. This one was more like you would do like little promos. So you might set a table up at Rayleigh's, and you're selling salad dressing or whatever. You're just sitting there, just kind of representing the brand. So, but those are just some of the ones that I found that worked for me, that I would use to kind of just pick up on a Sunday, on a Saturday, make some extra money. This is just what I'm sharing for me, but again, there's just to give you an idea, that there's so many resources out there. Find what works for you. If you're gonna sell something online, you do something at home, go through your closet, declutter, make some money off of it, whatever's gonna work for you. Babysitting, I don't know what it is, delivering pizza like Dave says, just do your thing and understand you got to make the sacrifice to make it happen. Okay, so number 5 is where I'm really going to talk a little bit more about law of attraction. So number 5 is you have to believe, you have to trust, and you need to stay focused, and this is where law of attraction really helped me out as well. So like I mentioned in the beginning, I really just kept visualizing myself, becoming debt free, visualizing myself, seeing a big check with my name on it. I just held on to that. And when you start to visualize it, you start to create those emotions of excitement, those emotions that make you feel good, of accomplishing it. So even though you have that debt right now, for me, I had that $15,000 debt, but I was still visualizing and feeling as though I didn't. And keeping practicing with that, like daily, my daily affirmations were really helping me. So I would always, as I'm driving on the road, I would really just keep repeating to myself, like, I am a money magnet. I'm so happy and grateful to be debt free. I'm so happy and grateful, that money comes to me quickly and easily. There's a lot of videos on this again, so I'm not going to go into that, because some of the people I will share that did help me with learning better affirmations, and also with scripting. I started doing scripting at the very end, and that really it really helped me to shift a lot of those that last like little limiting beliefs. It really helped to kind of put me in a better vibration. So Jake Ducey, I watched a bunch of his videos as well too. He talks a lot about law of attraction and scripting. That's definitely one of his strong points, as well as his wife, Ashley Ducey. She talks a lot in detail about scripting as well. And also Sparkle Marie, I followed her on Instagram. I found her on YouTube first, and then I followed her on Instagram, and she posts a lot as well as law of attraction, and also gives a lot of affirmations that you can use and things like that. So I was using one of her affirmation videos, used it maybe for about a good 2 months, just every day, just as I'm on my way to work, listening to it. And they're about 10 minutes, so it wasn't too long. So again, those are things that really help me. So keep in mind, you want to stay focused, but you are going to have to put in that work. Okay, so when I'm talking about law of attraction, it's not like you're just going to sit there and say these things and money's just going to start coming to you. No, but it's going to put you in the right vibration. It's going to put you in the right alignment. Okay, so you still need to put in that work. I was putting in the work. I was working on the weekends, bartending. I was on a strict budget. Okay, I was not going out to eat barely. I was making sure I was budgeting our groceries, doing whatever I needed to do, trying to save 40% of my income on top of that, because I wanted to make sure that I had a cushion if anything happened. So I just stayed focused, and I constantly carried my Clever Fox budget planner with me, because I wanted to make sure I always had it on me, because I needed to refer to it. And it's good just to constantly remind yourself where your goal is and where you're trying to get, because the more you have it in front of you, the more it reminds you, the more it motivates you, the more it just helps to keep you on track. But with law of attraction, it did help me get in that right vibration, and it helped me to understand that, I do deserve a better living. I deserve to have a better quality of life. So it helped me to really put myself in that thought process of, I know that it's coming, and I know that those opportunities are coming, and I'm just right there, and I just got to keep working, keep doing what I'm doing, keep becoming the woman that I'm becoming, and it's all going to fall into place. So just to share a little bit of that success. So come in, November. So in November, I was a little stressed out, because I'm so close to getting my debt paid off. I was right there. I still had about $4,500 left to pay off on my credit card, which was on 0% interest until June. So I did have some time, but I was like, okay, you know what? I didn't reach my goal. I wanted to be debt free by December. It didn't happen. I'm about $4,500 away, but that was okay. I didn't beat myself up about it. I'm just going to keep on picking up these bartending shifts. I even scheduled a gig. I think it was a Christmas party I bartended. the week before Christmas. So I was still trying to sit there and hustle, making sure I was on a tight budget. I really wasn't going out, really wasn't doing anything much, just trying to keep myself at home, keeping myself busy, just doing things that didn't cost very much. I remember, a friend was like, well, you should take a break, take a vacation, you need it. And I'm just like, you know what, the vacation can wait. Like, I have a goal, I have a focus, and that's not a priority to me right now. Okay. I'm not going to sit here and, you know what, I was trying to do a Disneyland trip. It didn't work out, which is fine. I was like, okay, that's fine. I'm just going to keep on saving my money and it'll all come into place. So in November, my relationship, we split up. So I was kind of stressing off of money and finance. So again, I was like, okay, I'm so close, but now this happened. How is this going to affect me? But I also knew, I prepared myself. I started, in January, really getting focused. March, April is about when I got my Clever Fox budget. I said, okay, we're going to get this together. So really around March is when I really was like, okay, I created the plan in March, and I gave myself my game plan and my goals of trying to be debt free by December. So November came, I'm so close. I got a little frustrated. Now I'm stressing because I'm not going to have that extra income. But I knew, you know what, I'm just going to keep visualizing it because I know this is going to work out in my favor and things, I'll be fine. I can do this. Luckily, I have money put away. Again, you want to be prepared. You want to prepare yourself for any kind of, life altering, moments like that or events. So I just stayed focused, and before I knew it, things just started working out. It was, I basically got a call from my realtor. I was trying to sell a rental property, which, mind you, that was a headache. So I did not think that the money was going to come from this at all. It was a headache. I was getting really lowball offers. There was a squatter in the property. It was distressed. It was just a mess, right? So plus I had fines that I needed to pay, that I owed on the property. So really, from the offers I was getting, I was going to come out with barely anything. Okay, not enough to cover this credit card. But and then again, just staying focused. I started trying to work on my scripting. So, come November, December, I started scripting, just started visualizing myself like, I'm so happy and grateful I am debt free. I'm so happy and grateful that I no longer have this, like, that I'm, financially free, and just, going through my, personal scripting and affirmations. I don't really want to share the details that I write because that's personal to me, but just to give you an idea. So I just kept on, and before I knew it, then I had a friend who said, you should do this fitness challenge. I've always liked to work out. I've always been into fitness, but, last few months, kind of got off a little bit, right? So I was like, yeah, I do need to get back on track. I want to end the year with a bang, because I don't need to wait till January. I don't need to wait to a fresh new month. When you want to do something, just do it now. So for me, again, that was my mindset. You know what? Instead of saying, I'm going to wait until January because I want to eat tamales in December and I want to eat all the carbs and Thanksgiving. No, I said, you know what? I'm just going to do it because I want to end the year with a bang. So I did this fitness challenge. The grand prize winner was $5,000. So I thought that so I'm thinking, here's my moment. This is my chance. This is what I was asking for. I'm going to do this 30-day fitness challenge. I'm going to transform my body. I'm going to get back on track with my health, and I'm going to win this grand prize, $5,000, and boom, my credit card is going to be paid off. So I'm thinking, this is where the money's going to come from. So I'm sitting here, I'm busting my butt at the gym, right? Okay. And I was proud of myself. I did actually, for me personally, it was definitely, good to get me back on track. Lost about 4 inches. So it was good for me. Felt good, brought my confidence up, but I didn't win. So here I am thinking, okay, well, I thought this is where the money was going to come from, right? Because I've been scripting, I've been visualizing, I've been doing my affirmations, but I said, that's okay. That's all right. Okay. You know what? I got 0% until June. I'm just going to wait until then. So I'm sitting here, and finally I'm just, still doing my thing. I'm still hustling, still focused. I got this, bartending gig I'm doing, for Christmas. And then my realtor calls me and says, hey, you know what? We were able to finally list the property. I got it listed. I'm going to list it on Sunday for you. So I'm like, okay, great, whatever. Let's see what happens. Not expecting much, right? Because from the offers I was getting before, it was literally, I was not even making anything. It was just a total loss on this property. So then Monday, the next day, he calls me, he says, guess what? We got an offer. And it was literally for almost triple of what I had been offered before, which minus the fines would have left me with a good chunk, right? So it just all worked out. We negotiated a little bit, got the house closed. I'm like, you know what? That was quick. He listed on Sunday. Monday, I got the offer, closed about 2 weeks later. So then I realized, wow, like, this works. Like, I've been scripting, I've been doing my affirmations, I've been, doing everything I needed to do all year long, staying on track, staying focused, and just really putting myself in that alignment and that vibration. And here I am, and now that's where the money came from. So, and plus, of course, I had money left over because it was way more than I was expecting. So again, you always need to be open, because I thought the money was going to come from this and it didn't, and it came just unexpectedly out of nowhere from another resource. So to me, I feel like when you're really working on any kind of game plan, here we're talking about finances, so I was really staying on focus, doing what I needed to do, still hustling, still putting in the work, but also visualizing that, feeling it, scripting it, and understanding that better things are to come. And as long as you keep in that positive vibration and that alignment, and you keep seeing your end result, and you really feel it and stay focused on it, make sure you just understand that you deserve it and that you deserve the best to come. Law of attraction, really learning more about it, learning how to better how to just adjust my thinking and better ways to really put myself in that vibration is what also really helped me as well too. So this video ended up being so much more longer than I wanted it to be. So, like I said, those are the 5 points that I really wanted to just share with you, because I've had a lot of people asking me how I did it. Again, I think each point I can make another video and go into detail on each point specifically. So if that's something you want me to do, please comment and let me know, and I'll definitely try to make some time to do that. In that way I can kind of write down and go through what things that I think would really help you. But yeah, so the 5 points, again, just to kind of recap. So number 1, I guess, is mindset. Mindset is important, and I think that's like my favorite topic to talk about. And then number 2 was to track your expenses. Go back about 3 months, make sure you track things, look at to see where your money has been going and where you can make the adjustments. And then number 3 is to create that plan. Create your plan, create your budgets, and stick to it. And again, don't overwhelm yourself. Make it work for you, make it easy. Number 4 is to find resources. Stay on track, find other resources. What are things that can help you bring in that extra income? What are some things, more information or knowledge that you can seek out to get you on track into that mindset and keep you focused on your finances and your end goal and your results. And then number 5, to believe and trust the process. And this is where, again, your mindset is going to play, because law of attraction is your mind. It's your thoughts. Your thoughts are creating reality. And so you want to make sure you just see yourself becoming debt free. See yourself, how does it feel? What does your life look like? What does your quality of life look like now? How much extra income are you able to save or put away or invest, or do things with your family? So just keep the vision, keep that feeling of, of accomplishment. And again, there's a lot of resources there that I shared as well too that can help you, some videos that you can look up. So again, I really hope that this helped you guys out, and I'm sorry that I rambled for too long, but thank you. If you lasted this long, then thank you for watching. And remember, please subscribe. You can also find me on Instagram at Christina Leandra Lopez. And again, comment if you want me to make a little more detailed videos on each point, and then I'll definitely work on that for you. Okay, you guys. So thank you guys. You guys have a great day and good luck. You can do this. I know you can. I believe in you. Don't give up. There is a way. It all starts with step 1. You just got to start. Just start and do, and believe me, you'll get there sooner than you can. Like I said, I thought coming into January 2020 I was going to have still another $4,500 to pay off. And look, lo and behold, things worked out. And don't think like, oh well, she had a rental property. Like, no, like I was gonna lose money on this. Like I wasn't expecting to make anything. So you never know where that resource of money is gonna come if you just stay true to that vision and just say affirmations, really speak that life, and just stay focused and stay positive, because you're gonna get there. Okay, you will. So just start. Okay, you can do it. I believe in you, and I know you can. If I can do it, you can do it. Okay, there's so many success stories out there. So good luck, and I really wish you guys the best.